Dear learners, in this session we are going to concentrate on the topic complex variables. Already we know that if x and y are any real numbers and I square equal to minus 1, that is I equal to square root of minus 1, then z is equal to x plus iy is a complex number. Similarly, if x and y are any real variables, then z is equal to x plus iy is a complex variable. So we can convert the same in polar form by making the substitution x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. R is modulus or magnitude, whereas theta is argument or amplitude of the complex variable z. Complex function. If u and v are real functions of x and y, then fz equal to w is equal to u plus iv is said to be a complex function of complex variable z. For example, w equal to f of z equal to z square, that is x plus iy whole square, that is equal to x square minus I square y square, that is x square minus y square, plus I times 2xy, where u equal to x square minus y square and v equal to 2xy. The derivative of w equal to f of z with respect to z equal to dw by dz equal to f dash of z is equal to limit f of z plus delta z minus fz upon delta z as delta z tends to 0 by the first principle of derivative. A function fz which possesses unique derivative at every point in the neighborhood of z0 is said to be an analytic function at z equal to z0. Fz is said to be an analytic in the region R if it is analytic at every point in R. An analytic function is also called as a regular or holomorphic or monogenic function. A point at which a function ceases to be analytic is called as a singular point of the function. This is a very important statement of the theorem. The necessary and sufficient condition for the derivative of fz equal to u plus iv to exist for all values of z is that uv w by wx, wv by wx, w by y and wv by y are continuous and the two Cauchy-Riemann equations w by wx equal to wv by y and w by y equal to minus wv by x must be satisfied. In effect, there are four parts of this statement. The first part is that if fz equal to u plus iv is an analytic function, then the two Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. Second part, if the two Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied, then fz equal to u plus iv is an analytic function. Third part, if fz equal to u plus iv is not an analytic function, then the two Cauchy-Riemann equations are not satisfied. And the fourth part is, if the two Cauchy-Riemann equations are not satisfied, then the function fz equal to u plus iv is not an analytic function. Proof is very simple. So very briefly we will be to concentrate on the proof. Fz equal to u plus iv is analytic. Therefore d by dz of f of z, that is f dash of z equal to limit f of z plus delta z minus fz upon delta z as delta z tends to 0. So the limit value along any path must be equal. F dash of z limit delta x tends to 0 and delta y tends to 0. U of x plus delta x comma y plus delta y plus I times v of x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus u of xy minus I times v of xy upon delta x plus I times delta y equal to limit. First of all, we will be taking delta y tending to 0. So we are getting limit delta x tends to 0 u of x plus delta x comma y minus u of xy upon delta x plus I times limit delta x tends to 0 v of x plus delta x comma y minus v of xy upon delta x is equal to w by w x plus I times w by w x. So this is first Cauchy-Riemann equations. Also again, I am writing the same definition of f dash of z, and now this time we are taking first delta x tending to 0, then we are getting limit delta y tends to 0 u of x comma y plus delta y minus u xy upon I times delta y plus limit delta y tends to 0 v of x comma y plus delta y minus v of xy upon delta y, and that is equal to 1 upon I delta u by delta y plus delta v by delta y. So this can be written as delta v by delta y minus I times delta u by delta y. So both are f dash of z, left side is same, so right sides must also be the same. So equating the right hand sides of equation 1 and 2, we are getting here derivative of fz f dash of z equal to delta u by delta x plus I times delta v by delta x, or f dash z equal to delta v by delta y minus I times delta u by delta x. Thus, if a complex function is analytic, then it can be differentiated in usual way. Suppose fz equal to z square, then derivative of z square with respect to z will be equal to 2z. Similarly, derivative of sin z with respect to z will be equal to cos of z. Further, if phi, a function of x and y, and its partial derivatives of first and second order are continuous and satisfies the Laplace equation w square phi by w x square plus w square phi by w y square equal to 0, then phi is called as harmonic function. And very important statement, if fz equal to u plus iv is analytic, then both u and v are harmonic functions. Simple problem to understand these things in a better way. Verify if the function fz equal to z square is analytic everywhere. Now we clearly see that fz equal to z square, then f dash of z equal to 2z, and 2z is finite, means it is not infinite for any value of z, so fz is analytic everywhere. We can understand, we'll see mathematically. Fz equal to z square x plus iy bracket square, real part is x square minus y square and imaginary part is 2xy, defined as u and v respectively. W by Wx equal to 2x and W by Wy is also equal to 2x. So first CR equation is satisfied. Now let us see second CR equation. W by Wy equal to minus 2y and W by Wx is equal to twice y. So minus W by Wx equal to minus 2y. The second CR equation W by Wy equal to minus W by Wx is also satisfied. So we can conclude that fz equal to z square is analytic everywhere. Further, both u and v must be harmonic. For that, already we have seen w by wx equal to 2x. So w square u by wx square will be equal to 2. Already we have seen w by y is equal to minus 2y. So w square u by y square will be equal to minus 2. And thus w square u by wx square plus w square u by w y square equal to 2 minus 2 equal to 0, and u is harmonic function of x and y. Similarly, we must have v also harmonic. Let us see. Already we know v by x equal to 2y, and w square v by x square will be equal to 0. Similarly, as v by y equal to 2x, w square v by y square equal to 0. So w square v by x square, the w square v by y square equal to 0 minus 0 equal to 0. Thus v is also a harmonic function of x and y. So we have verified the statement: if fz is equal to u plus iv is analytic, then both u and v are harmonic. Milne-Thomson method is very much useful to express fz or f dash of z in terms of z if those are available in terms of x and y. Consider fz equal to u plus iv, and as z equal to x plus iy, z conjugate equal to x minus iy. Therefore, x equal to real z plus conjugate of z by 2, and y equal to z minus z conjugate upon 2i. So we can write fz as u xy plus I times v of xy, and in this expression if we are putting z conjugate equal to z, that is u of z comma 0 plus I times v of z comma 0. That means when we say z equal to z conjugate, so x equal to z and y is equal to 0. Thus, if we have some function of z in terms of x and y, we can very easily write that in terms of z. For that, we have to replace every x by z and every y by 0. Let us discuss some problems on an analytic function. If the real part of an analytic function fz equal to u plus iv is log square root of x square plus y square, find v. Also express fz in terms of z. Solution: fz is equal to u plus iv is analytic. This is given. So we immediately write the Cauchy-Riemann equations. This must be satisfied. W by x equal to w by y, and w by y equal to minus w by x. We are given the real part as u equal to log of square root of x square plus y square. So just try to make use of the two CR equations one after the another. As real part is given and we have to find the imaginary part, let us differentiate the real part u partially with respect to x and y. So u equal to half times log of x square plus y square. Therefore w by x equal to half constant into 1 upon x square plus y square into 2x. 2 cancels, and that is x upon x square plus y square. Let us call equation 2. As x and y have the same role in u, we can immediately identically write w by y. So replace every x by y and every y by x in w by x. Will be getting w by y is equal to y upon y square plus x square. That is equation number 3. Now let us make use of the first Cauchy-Riemann equation. We see first Cauchy-Riemann equation, w by x equal to v by y, and we also see equation 2, we have found w by x. So left hand sides are the same, right hand sides must also be the same. So we can write v by y equal to x upon x square plus y square. From this, let us integrate this equation with respect to y. As this is partial derivative, we cannot integrate partially, but definitely we can say integrating this equation with respect to y, keeping x as a constant, and therefore v equal to tan inverse of y upon x. See carefully, we are integrating with respect to y, and that's why plus constant of integration which may involve x, as x is a constant, so plus some function of x. Let us call this as equation number 4. Thus we have found v, but not completely, as we do not know what phi of x is. So let us make use of the second CR equation also, and in that there is del v by del x. So let us differentiate equation 4 partially with respect to x. So del v by del x equal to 1 upon 1 plus y upon x square into derivative of y upon x partially with respect to x is minus y upon x square plus phi dash of x. Okay. So del v by del x equal to minus y upon x square plus y square plus phi dash of x. Now let us make use of the second CR equation and equation number 3. So using that we can write delta v by delta x is with us, and second CR equation is delta u by delta y, and we see from equation 3 delta u by delta y equal to y upon x square plus y square, that is left hand side, and that is equal to minus delta v by delta x. So we can write this as y upon x square plus y square minus phi dash of x. So we get phi dash of x equal to 0 and phi of x equal to c. Thus v equal to tan inverse of y by x plus c, and we have found v completely. Let us write fz, which is equal to u plus iv. U was given as half times log of x square plus y square plus I times v is tan inverse of y by x plus c. So let us make use of the Milne-Thomson method here. Replace every x by z and every y by 0. Therefore fz equal to half times log of z square plus 0 square, that is half times log of z square, plus I times tan inverse of 0 by x, that is tan inverse of 0 plus c, simplifying. So half log z square is log of z square to the power half, that is log of z plus I times c. So fz equal to log z plus ic. We have expressed fz in terms of z by Milne-Thomson method. So this is alternate. There are so many other ways also to solve such problems. One more I am giving here briefly. As fz is analytic, fz equal to u plus iv. So we can write f dash of z equal to delta u by delta x plus I times delta v by delta x. As u is given, so let us express everything in terms of u. First w by x as it is, and using the second CR equation, v by x equal to minus w by y. So f dash of z equal to w by x minus I times w by y, and if we simplify, we already found w by x is x upon x square plus y square, and w by y is y upon x square plus y square. So combining, we are getting f dash of z equal to x minus iy upon x square plus y square is equal to, so let us get the factors of the denominator. After that, x minus iy cancels, and this is 1 upon x plus iy, and that is 1 upon z. F dash of z equal to 1 upon z. Here again we are making use of Milne-Thomson method. Therefore integrating, f of z equal to log z plus c, like that. So we are directly getting fz in terms of z. Okay. Another problem. If v equal to 4xy times x square minus y square, find the harmonic conjugate u. Find fz equal to u plus iv in terms of z. Now in this problem, they are not directly telling that fz is equal to u plus iv is analytic. Rather, They are saying that fz equal to u plus iv, and v is given to us. We are asked to find the harmonic conjugate u. So indirectly it is given that u and v both are harmonic functions of x and y. That ultimately means that we must have fz equal to u plus iv as an analytic function. Therefore, the two CR equations must be satisfied. W by Wx equal to W by Wy, and W by Wy equal to minus W by Wx. Let us simplify V as V equal to 4xy times x square minus y square. Therefore, V equal to 4x cube y minus 4xy cube. Let us call this as equation number 1. Immediately we will be differentiating V partially with respect to x and y. W by Wx equal to 12x square y minus 4y cube, equation 2. Also W by y equal to 4x cube minus 12xy square, equation 3. Let us use first the first Cauchy-Riemann equation. W by Wx equal to W by Wy, and we have W by Wy with us, so equation 3. So equation Cauchy-Riemann equation 1 and equation 3 both have common thing as W by Wy, so we must have W by Wx equal to 4x cube minus 12xy square. Integrating this partial differential equation with respect to x, keeping y constant, therefore u equal to x to the power 4 minus 6x square y square plus some function of y as phi of y. Let us call this as equation number 4. We have found u, but not completely. Still, we have to find phi of y. We do not know what it is, whether 0 or constant or some another function of y. So, let us differentiate for partially with respect to. Now, as second CR equation is yet to be used, and in that there is w by wy. So, we'll differentiate equation 4 partially with respect to y, and we are getting w by wy equal to 0 minus 12x square y plus phi dash of y. Now second CR equation and equation number 2. So we are getting w by wy as one of the sides, that is written at right hand side, minus 12x square y plus phi dash of y, that is equal to minus w by x. So from equation 2 multiply by minus 1, you will be getting minus 12x square y plus 4y cube. So phi dash of y equal to 4y cube, and phi of y equal to y to the power 4 plus constant. Therefore u equal to x to the power 4 minus 6x square y square plus y to the power 4 plus c. And therefore fz is equal to u plus iv. We have just found u x to the power 4 minus 6x square y square plus y to the power 4 plus c plus I times v was given as 4x cube y minus 4xy cube. So fz is in terms of x and y. By Milne-Thomson method, let us replace every x by z and every y by 0. Therefore fz equal to z to the power 4 minus 6 z square 0 square plus 0 to the power 4 plus c plus I times 4 z cube 0 minus 4z 0 cube, and finally fz equal to z to the power 4 plus c, where c is a complex constant. Okay, so these were the two examples. This is another variety. In the last problem, v was given, we found u. Before that, u was given, we found v. In this and the next problem, neither u nor v are given completely. We are given in the form of some equation. So let us see how to solve. If fz equal to u plus iv is analytic, find fz if u minus v equal to x minus y times x square plus 4xy plus y square. Here fz is equal to u plus iv is analytic. So immediately we write the two Cauchy-Riemann equations, w by wx equal to w by wy and w by y equal to minus w by wx. Also we are given u minus v equal to this expression. Let us simplify that. Therefore u minus x equal to, u minus v equal to x cube plus 4 x square y plus x y square minus x square y minus 4 x y square minus y cube. Simplify. Therefore u minus v equal to x cube plus 4x square y minus x square y is plus 3x square y plus xy square minus 4xy square is equal to minus 3xy square minus y cube. Let us call this as equation number 1. As we have to make use of the two Cauchy-Riemann equations which involve four first order partial derivatives of either u or v with respect to either x or y. So let us differentiate equation 1 partially with respect to x and then with respect to y. Differentiating equation 1 partially with respect to x, we are getting w by wx minus w by wx equal to 3x square plus 6xy minus 3y square. Let us call this as equation number 2. As in denominator we have x only. Now differentiate one partially with respect to y. W by wy minus w by wy equal to 3x square minus 6xy minus 3y square. We want everything in denominator in terms of x. So let us make use of the two Cauchy-Riemann equations. We know w by wy equal to minus w by wx and w by wy equal to minus plus w by wx. So the previous equation becomes minus w by wx minus w by wx equal to 3x square minus 6xy minus 3y square. So we have equation 2 and equation 3 with together. These are the two equations in terms of w by wx and w by wx. We'll first obtain w by wx. For that, let us eliminate w by wx from equations 2 and 3. So 2 minus 3 will give us left hand side is w by wx minus w by wx plus w by wx plus w by wx, that is 2 times w by wx is equal to 3x square plus 6xy minus 3y square minus 3x square plus 6xy plus 3y square, and we are remaining with 12xy. Therefore w by wx equal to 6xy. Let us call this as equation number 4. Now you can make use of either equation 2 or 3. Suppose we are making use of equation 2. In that equation we consider w by wx equal to 6xy. So we are getting w by wx equal to 3y square minus 3x square. Let us call this as equation 5. And as fz is analytic, f dash of z equal to w by wx plus I times w by wx. And therefore f dash of z equal to 6xy plus I times 3y square minus 3x square. By Milne-Thomson method, f dash of z equal to 6 into z into 0, that is 0, plus I times 3 0 square minus 3 z square, and thus f dash of z equal to minus 3I z square, and therefore f of z equal to minus I z cube plus c, where c is a complex constant. One more identical problem here. If u plus v equal to e to the power x times cos y plus sin y, find analytic function fz equal to u plus iv in terms of z. We are given fz equal to u plus iv as analytic function. So the two Cauchy-Riemann equations w by x equal to w by y and w by y equal to minus w by x must be satisfied. Also u plus v equal to e to the power x cos y plus sin y. This is equation number 1. Let us differentiate one partially with respect to x and then with respect to y. So w by x plus w by x equal to, we see there are two parts. We are differentiating partially with respect to x. Second part is free from x. That is a constant. So it is e to the power x into cos y plus sin y. Let us call this as equation 2. Let us differentiate one partially with respect to y. W by y plus w by y equal to, now this time e to the power x is constant and derivative of second part partially with respect to y is minus sin y plus cos y. Let us express everything in terms of x by making the two Cauchy-Riemann equations. We know w by y equal to minus w by x plus w by y equal to w by x equal to e to the power x minus sin y plus cos y. This is equation 3. So now we have equation 2 and 3, both are in terms of w by x and w by x. Let us eliminate w by x. For that, we must add equations 2 and 3 together. Left hand side is w by x plus w by x minus w by x plus w by x, and that is 2 w by x is equal to, right hand side there are 2 plus 2 4 terms, e to the power x into cos y plus e to the power x into sin y minus e to the power x into sin y plus e to the power x into cos y, that is twice e to the power x into cos y. Therefore w by x equal to e to the power x into cos of y. Now let us use equation 2 or 3. We'll get quickly the remaining w by x. Suppose equation 2, in that let us put w by x equal to e to the power x into cos y. So remaining is w by x equal to e to the power x into sin of y. We have found w by x and w by x. Now, as fz is analytic, f dash of z equal to w by x plus I times w by x. Therefore, f dash of z equal to e to the power x into cos y plus I times e to the power x into sin of y. Therefore, f dash of z equal to e to the power z into cos 0 plus I times e to the power z into sin 0 by Milne-Thomson method. Thus, f dash of z equal to e to the power z, and therefore f of z equal to e to the power z plus c, where c is a complex constant. Now, next problem. This and then next, these are standard theoretical problems. Quite logically, the concept is very much clear. We have to make use of the two CR equations whenever we are given that fz is an analytic function. Show that an analytic function with constant magnitude or modulus is constant. Let fz equal to u plus iv be an analytic function. Immediately we write the two Cauchy-Riemann equations, w by x equal to w by y and w by y equal to minus w by x. We are told that fz equal to u plus iv is an analytic function And one more thing, it has a constant magnitude or modulus. We also know f dash of z equal to w by wx plus I times w by wx. So our endeavor will be to find w by wx and w by wx in this and in the next problem also. As magnitude of fz is constant, is modulus of fz equal to c. That means square root of u square plus v square equal to c. Therefore, u square plus v square equal to c square. Let us call this equation 1. Differentiate 1 partially with respect to x. W twice u into w by wx plus twice v into w by wx is equal to 0. Let us divide throughout by 2. Therefore, u w by wx plus v w by wx equal to 2. This is equation number 2. Now, again differentiate equation 1 partially with respect to y. Twice u w by y plus twice v w by y equal to 0. And therefore u w by y plus v w by y equal to 0. We want everything in terms of x, so let us make use of the Cauchy-Riemann equations. And that will be u into minus w by x plus v into w by x equal to 0. Let us call this as equation number 3. We'll concentrate equations 2 and 3. Initially, we'll find w by x. Let us eliminate w by y. In equation 2, w by x has coefficient v. In equation 3, v by x has coefficient minus u. So multiply equation 2 by u, equation 3 by v, and then add. See the left hand side. U square into w by x plus u into v into w by x plus minus uv w by x plus v square w by x, and that is equal to 0. So second and third term get cancelled. From remaining two, w by x is constant. Therefore, u square plus v square w by x is equal to 0. Now the product of two quantities is 0. At least one must be 0. U square plus v square cannot be 0. The only possibility is that w by x equal to 0. Again, from equations 2 and 3, we will find w by w. This time we will find w by x. For that, we will have to eliminate w by x. In equation 2, w by x has coefficient u. In equation 3, w by x has coefficient v. So this time we multiply equation 2 by v and subtract third equation multiplied with u. That is 2 is multiplied with v minus 3 is multiplied with u. And thus we are getting here u into v times w by x plus v square w by x minus u square w by x plus uv w by x is equal to 0. Now we see that first term and the last term is getting cancelled, and from remaining two terms w by x is common. So v square plus u square times w by x equal to 0. Again the first part cannot be 0. So w by x equal to 0. As fz is analytic, f dash of z equal to w by x plus I times w by x is equal to 0. Therefore, f of z is equal to c, a complex constant. So identical theoretical problem here. Show that an analytic function with constant amplitude or argument is constant. Let fz equal to u plus iv be an analytic function. So the two Cauchy-Riemann equations w by x equal to w by y and w by y equal to minus w by x must be satisfied. Further, fz equal to u plus iv has a constant amplitude or argument, that is tan inverse of v upon u equal to c. Therefore, v upon u equal to tan of c. This is equation 1. Now differentiating 1 partially with respect to x first. We know right hand side is a constant, but u and v both are functions of x and y. So functions of x also. We have to make use of the quotient rule. So denominator u into derivative of numerator v partially with respect to x minus numerator v times derivative of denominator u partially with respect to x divided by denominator square u square is equal to 0. So multiply throughout by u square and we are getting therefore minus v w by x plus u times v by x equal to 0. This is equation 2. Similarly, let us differentiate equation 1 partially with respect to y and we will be getting here u times v by y minus v times u by y upon u square is equal to 0. Multiply throughout by u square and that is u into v by y minus v into w by y equal to 0. Therefore, we want in terms of x only. Let us use the two Cauchy-Riemann equations. U times w by y equal to w by x plus v times w by y equal to minus w by x. So it will become plus v times w by x is equal to 0. Let us call this as equation number 3. Let us concentrate on equations 2 and 3. We want to find out w by x. So we will be eliminating w by x in equation 2. W by x as coefficient u. Equation 3 contains coefficient of w by x as v. So we multiply equation 2 by minus v, equation 3 by u and add together. We are getting v square w by x minus uv w by x plus u square w by x plus uv w by x and that is equal to 0. Term number 2 and 4 cancels and w by x is common. We are getting u square plus v square times w by x equal to 0. U square plus v square cannot be 0. So we must have w by x equal to 0. This is equation 4. Now we have to find w by x. Let us eliminate u by x from equations 2 and 3. In equation 2, w by x has coefficient minus v, so we'll multiply it by u. In equation 3, w by x has coefficient u, so we'll multiply with v and add together. So we are getting minus u into v into w by x plus u square into w by x plus u into v into w by x plus v square into w by x and that is equal to 0. First and third term get cancelled. From remaining two, w by x is common. U square plus v square times w by x equal to 0 gives Delta v by delta x is equal to 0. As fz is analytic, f dash of z is equal to delta u by delta x plus I times delta v by delta x, and that is 0 plus I times 0, that is 0. Integrating with respect to z, f of z is equal to c, where c is a complex constant. Thus we have proved in this, if fz is analytic with constant argument, then fz is a constant function. Let us discuss one more problem in this session. If fz is a regular function, prove that delta square by delta x square plus delta square by delta y square operated on modulus of fz to the power 2 is equal to 4 times modulus of f dash of z to the power 2. Let fz is equal to u plus iv be an analytic function. Therefore, the two Cauchy-Riemann equations w by x equal to w by y and w by y equal to minus w by x must be satisfied. Further, we know that as fz equal to u plus iv is analytic, both u and v must be harmonic functions of x and y. Therefore, w square u by x square plus w square u by y square equal to 0, equation 1. Also, w square v by x square plus w square v by y square equal to 0, equation 2. Now, let us concentrate on f dash of z. F dash of z is equal to w by x plus I times w by x. Therefore, modulus of fz to the power 2 is equal to u square plus v square, and w by x of modulus of fz to the power 2 will be equal to twice u into w by x plus twice v into w by x. Differentiating this equation once again partially with respect to x, we are getting w square by x square of modulus of fz to the power 2 is equal to 2 constant u into w square u by x square plus w by x into w by x plus again 2 outside v into w square v by x square plus w by x into w by x. So we have found w square by x square of modulus of fz to the power 2. We know that in fz, x and y have the same rule. So here we can write w square by y square of modulus of fz to the power 2 as identically 2 times u w square u by y square plus w by y whole square plus v times w square v by y square plus w by y whole square. This is equation 6. Left hand side was given as w square by x square plus w square by y square operated on modulus of fz to the power 2. So let us separate, that is w square by x square of modulus of fz to the power 2 plus w square by y square of modulus of fz to the power 2, and that is equal to, from equations 5 and 6, let us write twice u times w square u by x square plus w by x whole square plus v times w square v by x square plus w by x whole square plus similarly another expression, instead of x there is y. We have to simplify this. From both the big terms, 2 is common or completely outside, and among the 8 terms something is common. So first and fifth, u is common, so u times w square u by x square plus double square u by double y square. From third and seventh, v is common plus v times double square v by double x square plus double square v by double y square. We'll write the remaining terms. Second term w by double x whole square. Fourth one plus double v by double x whole square plus sixth one w by double y whole square and the eighth one plus double v by double y whole square. As we have already seen, u is harmonic, v is harmonic, so these brackets will vanish. So this is equal to 2 times u times 0 is 0 plus v times 0 is 0 plus. Again we know that w by double x is equal to double v by double y. So w by double x square will be equal to double v by double y whole square, and thus this can be written combinedly as 2 times w by double x to the power 2 plus. Now second last and third term, last terms are remaining. We already know by second Cauchy-Riemann equation w by double y equal to minus double v by double x. Squaring w by double y whole square will be equal to double v by double x whole square, and these two terms can be written as plus 2 times double v by double x bracket to the power 2. Again completely outside 2 multiplied by 1 more 2, so 4 times w by double x whole square plus double v by double x whole square, and that is equal to 4 times modulus of f dash z to the power 2, and that is equal to the right hand side. Thus we have discussed so many things in this session. We have seen what is meant by an analytic function, then what are the characteristics of an analytic function, some problems are also discussed. These are the characteristics as long as Cartesian form is concerned. Similarly, there are another properties such as Cauchy-Riemann equations in polar form also. So we'll be discussing those during the next session. I hope that you understood. Thanks a lot.